And welcome back everybody to Zombie's Garage. We're bringing another dead one back to life. Although this one's not quite dead. It's not quite alive either. So let's take a look at it. Basically, it runs and it moves, but it does not cut grass. And I come to find out, oh, and the only way to start it is with starting fluid. So that's a bit of a problem. That said, got a few ideas. It's a John Deere D170. I think it's a few years old, probably like 5 or 6, I think. It's had a little bit of an interesting life, it looks like. Not cleaned all that well. A classic John Deere paint quality where it has poor paint adhesion and it's flaking off and rusting. Overall, not bad mower. It's good stock. I mean, the deck's not rusted out. It's not rusted out completely yet. And we got 25 horsepower V-twin Briggs & Stratton motor. Excuse me. From what I can gather, and this thing has some interesting wiring, by the way. I've already looked it over a little bit. We got some cut wires here. I don't know what they go to. That has been plugged up by somebody else. What else we got here? We got more cut wiring. I think this is going to go to the headlights. Guy said it runs better without the hood on, which shouldn't be the case. And like I said in other videos, if you're having to outsmart the engineers, something's wrong. Engineers are usually a lot smarter than all of us. They designed this thing for a reason. This ducts air, it sucks air in to cool the motor. It uses that. Now the motor should be able to run just fine without any major issues. But it looks like we actually might have had some rodent chewing on here too. Nothing unusual. Makes me wonder what's underneath this cover. Let's pull this hood off though. Let's get the camera stand out and we'll get this hood off. Alright. Let's get the hood off here. No, that's easy. Nope. Interesting way of putting that on there. Now, here's the one issue I'm having with the mower that I noticed when running it. It doesn't matter if I give it full throttle, half throttle, or idle. It wants to stay the same throttle level. And I think... Well, I just put you in the stand. I thought that hood would be a little more complicated than that. I think something's going on with the throttle linkage here. I'm not sure what's going on. There's the bottom of the carburetor right there. Looks like we already have some interesting repair work here for running the fuel pump. And let's move the throttle around. Well, linkage seems to move just fine. Alright, there's choke. And this should be the governor run throttle lever there. About to get this motor running and see what happens. This throttle cable, it looks like it's gone full action. Let's move it all. Yeah. Is it supposed to go further? I don't think so. Alright, so that's got the spring pressure on there. And the throttle is moving. Alright. Yeah, I think we're going to have to get the motor running to figure out what's going on here. Excuse me. I think the first thing I'm going to do is get this cover off and see what we got going underneath the motor. I hate taking these off right here. Sometimes they have to remain attached to the motor. Should be able to unbolt it though. It looks like it's actually in here pretty good. Some of them they kind of require on a solid mount, otherwise they just flop around and don't work right. And I think this one should be alright. So let's get the cover off here. It looks like somebody might have already been in here once before. Oh, let's see what we got. Yes. Just noticed something while I'm taking that off there. Somebody replaced this throttle at one point. I wonder if that's because of the issue. Because look how discolored all that is. The plastic's got a good fade to it. This is an off color now compared to the rest of it. And this handle is not scratched up, scuffed up, where everything else around it, even that orange. Somebody replaced the throttle cable, and I wonder if they didn't set the throttle correctly. This might be a simple one. Don't know yet. Okay, we're gonna put some. All these are loose. All right. That's it over there. Yep. Yeah, loose. Yay. Yay. All right, come on here. Also, everything looks good. Intake right there. I'll see here. Well, let's get this camera a little bit lower. Let's see what we're working with. Alright, so this is the throttle assembly. And it looks like somebody's changed this throttle cable out. Now, whether or not we have the right cable is my question at this point. What I'm going to do is loosen up this bolt, and we're going to play with the throttle and see what we got. Let's see here, it's a star drive. There we go. I think we got a simple solution for this problem. I like my simple solutions a lot. Alright, so this should be full. That is full throttle. There's choke. So let's go full choke. That should be full choke right there, because we weren't getting full choke. Alright, let's see what it does now. Let's tighten this sucker down. I get the feeling somebody put the wrong throttle cable on here. Right, now choke turns on. It wasn't turning on before. Is that all the choke? Make sure that's all the choke we get. There you go. That's everything right there. Alright. Why doesn't it give me any more than that? Oh. Loosen this up again. That's full choke. There we go. Alright, that is as far over as that throttle will go. That is full choke. So let's tighten this up. That should be idle right there. Yep, it won't go any further. So what y'all think? You think it is something as simple as just moving this throttle cable? I don't think it is. It never is that simple. There's one way to find out though, isn't there? So let's move the camera back. Let's see if she fires up on just choke. Because before the choke wasn't working. Like I'd hit the choke button and I'd get nothing out of the motor. Like it won't start like that. Can't possibly be something that's stupid and simple, could it? Because if it is, I would be very, very happy. The next problem would be, they say when you try to turn on the blades, the motor cuts out. But first things first. Let's see if this starts. Well, I promise not to be very loud today. Nothing. I smell gas. Yep, there's PTO. Ooh, there she goes. Something's this. I smell gas. It does have gas, doesn't it? Can't tell if it has gas. Oh man, that thing stinks of gas now. Oh yeah, she has gas. Anything else we're missing? So she's got gas. Let's check the spark plugs. Oh, these are original spark plugs. No way. I've seen worse spark plugs. I mean, they're well worn. Focus. There we go. They're not the worst. The gap is not right. Let's check the other one. Well, this one's burning really nice. Look at that. I mean, this is... I doubt this spark plug's been changed. It's well used. Again, gap's not great, but... Let's see if we got spark. Whoa. None of that now. Well, we definitely have spark. Now, let's gap these plugs correctly. 0.35 gap. Alright, so definitely not going to fit in there. This little tool helps pry open a little bit. We don't go too far. That's too tight, too loose. There we go. A little bit of drag is what you want. You know what? I'll check the pressure here in a second too while we're at it. Let's see. Again, yeah, definitely too tight. We'll just open that up a little bit. A little bit, probably too far. I don't know. Almost. Just a little tweak back. There we go. Good. Let's see how healthy this motor is. Where's my compression tool? Don't leave anything in there. Oh, nope, bigger size. Okay. It's an oddball size. Perfect. Alright, compression tester. Let's see. Get you a little closer. That is unfortunately weak. That is 70 psi. Now granted, it's a cold motor. That's not healthy. Let's see here, this thing's sitting at 350 hours. It's had an oil change. I don't know when the last oil change was. Oh, I'm an idiot. Well, oops, that's about 75 psi. That's not good. That's not good at all. I don't know what the regular compression on these motors is supposed to be. I figure around 90 to 120 would be my best guess. I think my next guess is going to be pull these valve covers here and see the valves, because the valves could be sticking. They could be all wrong adjustment. It is at 350 hours. Let me check, because these motors might not take valve adjustments. They might be preload or not adjustable valve train. Let me do some research on this, and we're going to get back to diagnosing the issues, because it shouldn't need, yeah, it really shouldn't need what we call starting fluid to start every time. And that compression's got me worried. So we'll be right back. I'm going to take a look at if this motor does valve adjustment. If it does, we'll go attack that next. So we'll be right back here in a moment. Okay, so we got the valve cover off. We got to find top dead center, and according to the manual, it's got to be a 1/4 inch past top dead center. That's always fun to do. I mean, they feel a little loose right now, so basically what we're going to do is spin the motor. That's the exhaust valve right there. Intake valve is opening, and then that will be the compression stroke. Usually what you do, I usually like something softer than metal, but this is what I had easily around. But we're going to, there it is, top the pistons pushing up. There we go. That looks like it's top right there. And then a 1/4 inch pass. So that's a little more than a 1/4 inch. There we go. That's about 1/4 inch right there. Alright. So let's get down to the valves here. There we go. Alright. There should be ideal 4,000s on the intake, 6,000s. It lists in the book 4 to 6,000s for either or. So let's get our feeler gauge out. And there we go, 4,000s. That's 7,000s. Alright, 4,000s. Go for the tightest. That's pretty loose. Not even barely touching. Let's just jump right up to 6. Where's 6 at? There it is. Oh, that's still a little loose. Let's see. Let's go up a little bit higher. Let's bring out the big dogs. 7 to 10,000s. Well, if I can get the 9 and the 8 separated, let's go 8. Super loose. That's starting to drag. Where's my 9,000s? Must have closed it back up. No. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's probably 9,000s and 10,000s on the exhaust. I would say my valves are slightly out of adjustment. So let's bring the 4 and the 6 back around. Yeah, there's 4, 5, and 6. There we go. Now we got our 4,000, 5,000, and 6,000. Well, we'll do the intake first. There we go. We're going to loosen that up. And it should. There we go. And I'm going to go 4,000 so as it asks. Oh, a little too loose. You want a good amount of drag on there. Oh. And I like to gently tighten while holding your Allen wrench. There we go. Oop. Let's see where we ended up. So sometimes it'll... Oh, that's still about right there. Cool. I'll take it, win. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight. Make sure nothing moved around. Yep. Alright, cool. Might be a little bit looser than that. Alright, and let me find my 6,000s. That was thunder. That was definitely thunder. Nope. That's not thunder. Somebody's loud car. Let's try. How much do I see? Nope, definitely not. Yep, it's definitely. Ooh, bug, get out of there. Alright, so definitely 4,000s. Let's go with the exhaust side. Oh, that was loose. That was a little concerning. Alright. 6,000s. Oop, wrong hands. Alright. Right there. Sounds about right. Alright, let's see if we're still spot on for 6,000s. Yep, that is still perfect. That's the first one I think I've ever done where it didn't give me a much of a fight. There we go. I'll just check one more time. Yep, that is definitely tight. Good. Alright, so second verse, same as the first. We're going to get the other valve cover. Here's a whole fun feature. I know people like to complain about silicone. Briggs & Stratton does it from the factory. That's a factory seal. It calls for it. So we will go through the procedure, putting this on there, and we'll get this valve cover back on. We're going to get it all cleaned up. Get this cleaned up, get all the crap off of here. We'll re-silicone it and put it back on there. They did a pretty good job though. Look at that. That is a nice bead right there. But we're going to get the other valve cover done, and then we're going to see how this runs after these valves have been adjusted properly. So next thing we'll see you, we'll have these valve covers back on, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we got the valves adjusted on both sides. This motor obviously came with silicone on the valve cover from the factory. Not the biggest fan of that, but when in Rome, do as they say. I cleaned off everything best I could, and actually pretty smooth. I prefer to get it cleaner, but yeah, well. See here, we got our 4 bolts ready to go. Now, with silicone, you place it straight on and finger tight everything. Try not to move it about. That way you don't squish it and push it around or anything like that. I'm going to leave those 2 bolts to hang there. We'll hang the valve cover. Looks like, I guess Briggs & Stratton got on the Honda bandwagon on this one, because this is something Honda started doing a few years back too, by putting silicone on the valve covers and a few other places. But it says to spread a thin, small bead around it. Like usual, give it an hour to set before you torque. These valve covers take 100 inch-pounds to torque down. 100 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds, inch-pounds. That is a lot of torque for a small valve cover. I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't know why I just didn't get my driver, and I'm using this socket and extension. I guess call me lazy. But we're going to cinch this down to finger tight, and then we will come back in an hour and torque down and then give it a full, well, I probably won't give it for a full 24 hours. And there we go. And we're going to get the other side done too. And we'll be back in a second here while we get ready to torque this down. Okay, so valve cover specs on this is 5/16 bolts are 45 inch-pounds. These are the 3/8 bolt version, which is 100 foot-pounds. So we're going to do it in 3 steps, mainly because I do not want to bend the valve cover at all. So we're going to start out with 35. There we go. And we're just going to cross pattern this. Alright, 35 unlock. And we'll go up to 70 for the next one. There's 70. Lock the handle again. There we go. All right, and then finally 100.
Again, inch pounds. Do not try doing this to 100 foot-pounds. You will snap the heck out of this. Alright, that's one valve cover. We're going to get the other one done. Waiting for the maintenance parts to come in now for this. New oil filter, spark plugs, air filter, fuel filter. That way we get this thing a nice fresh start. We already got the 10W30 for the motor. It's down on standby. And, no, yeah, here's another neat one. I'll lay this down so it doesn't fall. This tire, now we can get you down, is flat already. I got the boards underneath the tire so it draws the oil back, so while I was working on the valves it wasn't leaking. But this tire will not hold air for more than like a week at a time. So I'm going to look into seeing if I'll put a new tube in there while we're at it. I won't bore you with that video. I might. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping to have this up and running tomorrow so I can hopefully mow my lawn with it. Because while I can't mow my complete lawn with a 54-inch cut mower because I got a bunch of trees, and a 46-inch fits perfectly between those trees. 54 does not. I know this because I've had a 50-inch mower before this. 50, 54, something like that. Either way. I also got to grease up this machine too. It needs a solid greasing. So with that, I'm going to get this valve cover done. This one. There we go. There we go. That one right there. And then we'll get all the maintenance stuff in here. We'll start knocking out the maintenance. So next shot, we'll hopefully have all the maintenance stuff and we'll go through a maintenance procedure on this mower. So catch you all in a few minutes. Alright, we got the cover back on. It's been over 24 hours. And we'll see if this machine starts. Battery charger is on it right now because I'm an idiot and I left the key on the other day and forgot to turn it off. Hopefully I didn't waste the battery. I'm sure I did it, but oh well. Turns over good. And I know it has for. It's got fuel. I don't like spraying starting fluid, but maybe it needs a little kick. Let's see. I hate that stuff. Whoa! That killed the motor instantly. That's not good. That was no joke. Something's going on here. Something a little bit more than what was told to me. Okay, yep. Doesn't matter if that's engaged. Let me see. Something is wrong. And that throttle's still not right. Oh man, I gotta clear the smoke out of here before I do anything else. Huh. Okay, so that's, I know the choke's engaging now, but now it's not giving me anything there's idle. There's full throttle. Why isn't this going to idle? Where's that full throttle? No, it can't be full throttle. Something's wrong here. Hey, something's amiss with this. No doubt about that. And then the fact that this thing does not spin one bit. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, something's seized. It's a blade is seized. Oh my God, it's bent too. Shit, how did I not see that before? Here, let me get you a good view of this. Alright. That is completely bent up. Looks like it's, yeah. Look at the angle that is on. That spins. I think one of the spindles seized. Fuck, the whole deck's gonna have to goddamn come off of this thing. Son of a bitch. Fuck me sideways. Excuse the language there. I was kind of hoping this would be an easy job. They never are they? Alright, well. Yeah, son of a gun. Alright, we're going to have to pull the deck off. And we're going to have to figure out, well, at least lift this up and figure out which blade's frozen, which spindle is frozen. Order a new spindle. And we'll go from there. Son of a gun. And then we're going to have to fix that one pulley. So the whole deck's going to probably have to come off one way or another. Alright, well. We'll figure out what's going on with the throttle, because that's not right. I'm going to have to look at the pictures of that. Figure out what's going on there. Because that was messed with, and that's not right anymore. And then we're just going to have to go from there. Wonderful. This is why I don't like working on other people's stuff. Because of stuff like this. I'll catch you all on... I don't know. We'll catch you all in a later episode, maybe, or I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this connected with a full episode. I'm taking a wild guess. This thing's never seen a bit of grease in its life, so those spindles are probably dry as the Sierra Desert. And yeah, I'm willing to bet if one spindle's done, probably all three are done. Won't know until I'll take this deck off. I wonder how hard it is on this one. Looks like we just got the one lever up front, which leaves, what, 2 bolts up there, or just looks like clips. Might be able to unclip it and take it off in one motion. I'll have to get the belt off. Looks like the belt's already been frayed up some too. Son of a gun. Alright, yeah, let me get to work on getting this deck out now. I'll see y'all in the next part of the video.